Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ala. Today I am continuing the cream bronzer marathon for olive skin tones. Today I'm on the Makeup by Mario Softsculpt shaping stick in light. I used to have light medium, but it was just too dark, so I had to stick to the light. I have already applied my Beauty of Joseon SPF as the base, and I'll go in with the foundation for today, which is the same as before. It's just the Air Perez Oatmilk foundation, and I thought it might be interesting to use the brushes that I mentioned in my Great Makeup Brushes video just the week before. This is one of my foundation brushes that I mentioned in the video. So today I'm just gonna kind of use as many of the brushes that I mentioned just to see them in action, as I mentioned. So if you guys haven't seen the Great Brushes video, then I would definitely recommend that you do so. If you're looking for anything in particular, then it could help you. It's just like a little mini guide. They're just brushes that I basically use all the time, ones that I really enjoy. They serve their purposes really well. So I decided to kind of make a video and mention them because a subscriber wanted to know a little bit more about brushes, so I thought I'd do a video for them. And this is what the foundation looks, just kind of blended out. This brush is really easy to use. It really feels like a natural tool in hand, and the way that it's shaped has a really nice angle to it, and it kind of gets wherever you want. And oftentimes I'll use it even for just blending out my concealer. The concealer is the same as before, and I'll use the concealer brush that I mentioned in my brush video as well. This is the Rare Beauty concealer brush, and it's shaped at an angle to really get into all these nooks and crannies, and I have smaller eyes, so these type of brushes really help. And if you find that some brushes are pretty streaky, I tend to, instead of just continue to swipe because it'll just get the same result, I would try tapping it in there. You can kind of apply it as you want, swipe it as you will, but then like afterwards just kind of tap it, and then it blends itself into the skin. At this point in the video, I go in with the bronzer just so I can display it on bare skin, nothing but the foundation on. And like I mentioned in the brush video, you can use the kabuki brushes for creams as well as the foundation. So this was the other, and this is the light color. So it obviously, the lights are not as light as they could be. It could certainly be lighter so that it could be a little bit more effortless for those of us with fairer skin. So I'm gonna have to work at it to kind of tone it down, because this is a bit much. I'll use even a little blender sponge to tone it down. I don't prefer these type of bronzers where it just takes too much work. And on this side, I kind of added, applied a little bit less, so it is a little easier to use. On this side a little bit more. I'll just take some kind of sponge and just blend it out. And it is very easy to blend. I'll give it that. You can't, besides over applying, you can't really mess it up too much. Just add a little bit less. If, of course, like the rule of thumb is always start with less and then add more. Just went in a little bit too heavy-handed on that side, just to give you an idea that it is possible to go overboard even with a light shade. So that is the color there in the stick. I'll just take some of it and show you on my arm. There it is. Let me show you again. I mean, it looks a little bit more neutral in the camera at the moment, but it comes off a little bit, a little warm, a little red still on the skin. This is the bronzer, just kind of toned down, and this is what it looks like on the skin. For a cream bronzer, it lays down really nice. It lasts all day. It doesn't budge. For the most part, I'd say it is, you know, on the neutral side of a color. For the most part, it is on the neutral side for coloring. So it just depends for your undertone, what you prefer, whether it to go towards a redder or a yellow or a peach, whatever your olive undertones are. It's up to you which of these cream bronzers you would prefer. Moving on to powder, I'll just set my under eyes with this Laura Mercier translucent, and I'm using the brush that I mentioned in the video. This I use for under eyes all the time. It's my favorite. It's compact but so soft. It just lays down the right amount of product. And I use it just to get in all these small little areas here around the T-zone, the mouth, the eyes, the lids. Then it kind of just blends away like the creases that were starting to form there. And for the rest of the face, I will use this powder because I mentioned that it was in my project pan, and here it is. It's almost out. The brush that I use for it every time is this Morphe Ariel brush in A21. And with this type of powder, it's really, really lovely. You can really set your entire face without it looking dull and flat and matte. So a flat matte I do for around under eyes because I don't want it to shine too much, and then for around the face, this powder. For blush, I've decided to go with this Cosmetics in Venetian Rose. Thinking of doing like a cool toned look for the lips and kind of a berry tone today. And I'm using the blush brush that I mentioned in my blush video. The brush that I mentioned in my brush video. This one just diffuses really beautifully and just like lays it down. And this blush, I'd have to say my complaint about it is that, I mean, it's just very, very, very pigmented. I don't know if it's meant for medium to deep skin tones mostly, but it's just a lot. I use it because I want the color, like the color looks cool toned in there. It looks almost purple, but then when you apply it, it really does look like just the package instead of a cool toned. So I did order a cool toned blush by Clinique that I am hoping it will look cool toned, as cool toned as I really want it to look, so I can do some more cool tone videos with it. Just adding a little bit of cream highlight. You can use any cream highlighter you have. This is just one that I'm trying to get through. Lips, I am doing a Lisa Eldridge in Jazz. So I will start with the Jazz liner. And the Jazz lipstick. Just gonna keep it a little bit, not as full impact as I could. You could layer it up and then it becomes really, really pigmented. There, just kind of have it like a bit of a stain on there, and that's really pretty. I'll do my eyebrows. This is my Nature Republic brow pencil in 3. And I'll brush it out. This pencil just kind of creates a really nice sort of a shadow underneath the brow hairs. That's nice, and then it just looks a little bit more full. For the eyes, I wanted to go in with this Ulta Beauty cream eyeshadow in Game Over. This is a really pretty, like a cool toned pink, and it just looks so nice on olive skin. I wanted to use this Sephora collection single shadow in Fantasia. Fantasia. It's just such a pretty, it's definitely prettier, I feel like, in person. I like to watch Jessica Braun, as most people do, and her single shadow favorites are usually like these peachy colors, kind of like Space Cowboy with a little bit of like that warm brown. And I like Space Cowboy, but I think that colors like this for olive skin is more flattering than something like Space Cowboy. So this is kind of the equivalent, I would say, to an olive skin tone's Space Cowboy. Is this kind of a cool toned rosy. So instead of it being warm, it's a little bit more on the cool tone. Then I'll use a more dense eyeshadow brush, and I've been using the BK Beauty brushes just so I can show you the brushes that I mentioned in my brush video. So there's that eyeshadow. It's just really, really pretty. Simple to use. It's a very simple step. I'll use eyeliner as well. This is just the Essence Longwear. Here's the liner, and then I'll just finish it off with this mascara by Clinique. I'll spray the face with this Porfessional Supersetter. And that is the end of the different products that I'm going to use. Going back to this Makeup by Mario, just wanted to mention that, you know, just the basic qualities of it. It's travel friendly. The brush in here is actually pretty nice. I have used it several times. It is nice to use when you're on the go. I love on the go products. I love anything that can help you without having too many tools and other things around for your makeup. And the formula is really nice, easy to blend. You can overdo it, especially if you're fair skinned, you can overdo it. And that's why I stuck with this, because at one point I had the light medium one, and even if the color is better, it's still just too dark. And I don't like my my bronzer just showing up and sitting there. I like it to look natural. I like it to be effortless when I'm applying it. And so this, you really have to use a lighter hand with it. There's quite a lot of product. This is kind of what's left. I've used mine for a while, and I don't know why it kind of squishes at the top there. It's a nice formula. I think anyone would enjoy it if you like sort of the undertone to it there. Good luck in trying bronzers out and seeing which one suits you. I have one last cream bronzer to do after this, and then I'll begin the videos for the powder bronzers and really go in depth with those. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my comments, and I will see you in my next video. Please like and subscribe the video if you enjoy my content. I so appreciate it. I have reached 500 subscribers, so thank you so much for being here, and I hope to be around for a long time and just keep expanding my content and be as helpful as possible to all the ladies out there that have been seeking some guidance in the olive tone department. So I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.